Hello, folks. This is Full Armor MMA, and today we're going to talk about the potential Giga Chikadze and his hypothetical match against Max Holloway. All right, to get straight to the point, in terms of Giga Chikadze, I believe he has a very real potential to be a champion in the UFC featherweight division. He's an excellent technical striker, as seen in his most recent match where he put on a clinic against Barboza. Edson Barboza, that is. Before the fight, I honestly thought that Barboza was going to take the W. But as the match began and as the match went on, I kind of realized that I was going to be wrong at the end of the day. Now, after his win, I was pretty impressed. So I decided to look deeper into Chikadze's background. That's when I found out that he was in Glory. And if you don't know what Glory is a kickboxing promotion. And whilst in Glory, he was in the featherweight division, where he competed in the featherweight championship tournament twice and reached the finals twice. He failed to win the championship, but nonetheless, he reached the finals twice. That should tell you something. Glory's real high level striking. Let's see who was in Glory. Badahari's in Glory. Adesanya was in Glory. Overeem was in Glory at one point. The only person that defeated Israel Adesanya is in Glory, and he's the light heavyweight champ at the moment, I believe. But when it comes to Giga Chikadze, his record in kickboxing is 38 wins and 6 losses. And on top of that, his MMA record is 14-2. And he's in the midst of a 9-fight win streak. 7 of those fights being in the UFC. That means 2 of those fights were outside of the UFC. And truth be told, in my opinion, he could probably be the second best striker in the UFC featherweight division right now, behind Max Holloway, if you don't want to say that Barboza had a bad night in their most recent fight. So Chikadze called out Holloway, right? And now I just have to talk about this hypothetical match. If these two were to fight, it would be a tough fight, not for one, not for the other, but for both. Let's talk about what Chikadze has over Holloway first. Chikadze has fast hands and a good kick. And along with fast hands and a good kick, he has KO power in both of them. When it comes to the fast hands, because of that, Chikadze is able to beat people to the punch. Look at the Barboza fight. On several occasions, he beat Barboza to the punch, which led to him getting some good combos in. Chikadze can also put the pressure on somebody. Look at his fight against Sergey Adamchuk in Glory. It was a kickboxing fight. It was a very close match, but the deciding factor was the pressure that was put on his opponent. That's what sent him to the finals of the featherweight championship tournament. Now, one thing that Chikadze is bound to exploit when it comes to Max Holloway is Max Holloway's leg kick weakness. If you watch Max Holloway fight Volkanovski the first time, the fact that he wasn't checking the leg kicks, the fact that he wasn't blocking the leg kicks greatly contributed to his loss of that match, and as a result, him losing the belt. We all know Holloway is a mobile fighter. He likes to move around, he likes to move in and out, he likes to be hard to get. He's a boxer, that's kind of what they do, right? In Holloway's second fight, it got better, right? But it wasn't really put on that much display. And in his Calvin Kattar fight, it wasn't really put on display at all, because that was just a straight up boxing match. What might as well have been a boxing match. Great fight nonetheless, though. But if you want me to be honest, overall, I do think that Max Holloway would win a fight against Giga Chikadze at the moment, right? It's not a secret that Holloway is the best boxer in the UFC. And on top of that, Holloway has the benefit of very good head movement, a dynamite chin, that weird flow state he goes into. If you've seen Holloway fight, you know what I'm talking about. Watch when he fights Calvin Kattar and Brian Ortega. He goes into like this flow state where he's just flowing and he's just confident as hell. He's talking shit and all that. He taught Brian Ortega how to block during their match, which was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And on top of that, this new thing he had when he fought Calvin Kattar, he became more well-rounded, like unpredictable. He would throw kicks, then goes to hooks to the body and straight rights and all that stuff. And this is probably the most important factor overall, is the fact that Holloway has more experience. Holloway has fought Conor McGregor. Holloway has fought Aldo twice. He's fought Volkanovski. He's fought Dustin Poirier. He's fought high-level people on top of high-level people. There's a reason why he's called the best boxer in the UFC, and he's arguably the best featherweight in the UFC ever, or just in MMA in general, behind Aldo. It's kind of a bit of a tie, but who you can argue that if you want. Regardless, it should be an entertaining fight if it ever does happen, and I think it will happen. They will eventually have to meet the way Giga's going with his 7-fight win streak in the UFC. Holloway got the title robbed from him in his second fight against Volkanovski. It's bound to happen, and when it does happen, you know your boy Full Armor will be watching. All right, Full Armor out.